Hey guys, well it basically took an act of Congress to get me out of the house today. I just really didn't feel like coming out. My back's still pretty stiff and it's pretty miserable today. It's a night and day difference from yesterday. Yesterday when I had my lunch right in this exact spot, we're flooded now. It's been raining like a cow pissing on a flat rock all day, and it's finally now just stopped a little bit. And I think it's been raining. It must have been raining all night. I mean, we're flooded pretty good. Now I know I look pretty goofy, but this hat I brought out. It's a rain hat just in case I needed to cover my camera. And the stocking cap. It's pretty chilly out. It's about 35, so I'm surprised we didn't get any snow, but it must be just barely warm enough to where we're not getting snow. I'm going to do a little panoramic view and kind of set the stage for what I'm going to do today. I'm going to try and maybe give you a little tip or trick that they taught me at the Pathfinder school. This is a 5-minute shelter, and I'm going to try to make a fire in it. So I'll do a little panoramic view and we'll get started. Okay, well that's where I had my fire yesterday, and I was laying, you can see that's where my tarp was and everything, so we're pretty flooded out right now. What I want to do is just try to find a spot that it wouldn't be a bad idea to, if I got cold or something, that I could just kind of hunker down and wait this storm out. So I think I have an idea where I want to get going, and we'll get started. Alright, well I dropped my haversack and I'm about ready to set up my 5-minute shelter. The wind is coming from like northeast, somewhere off in that direction. I would have preferred to have my trees lined up like this so I could do my ridge line like this, but I think this will still work, and I'll show you why. So I dropped my 5-minute shelter system. I've already got a loop in one end. I'm going to try to make it about chest high. I want my trucker's hitch right about here. I've been screwing up this stupid trucker's hitch. That was a pheasant. Got a little knot in my cordage here. Extra cordage. These things are kind of cool. I really didn't know what to use them for, but these are called Delta darts. They're from cold steel from I don't know, quite a while ago, when you made an order, they'd ship you out 1 or 2 of these for free. I've got 3 of them, and I figured I'd use them for you know, steak like this or something. So anyway, you don't need near this long a piece of rope, but that's what I have. Actually, I might have screwed myself. I might have to make it a little taller. Yeah, I needed to make it taller because there was too much rope there. That's all right. And since how I only have 3 steaks, which I haven't broken this kit out in quite a while, so I'll just make me a steak here real quick. Extra little piece of cordage. Obviously this can be improved upon too once you get going on it. Now if I had to, I could hunker down in here. It wouldn't be ideal, and it should be up a little higher, but you get the idea. All right. Obviously I'd want some sort of ground cover in there or something, but I've got Gore-Tex on and it shouldn't be that big a deal. But I've got, this is, like I said, I wish the ridgeline was up a little higher. I wish it wasn't, you know, I could have had the ridgeline up a little higher, it would have been a little steeper, but this would be real good in a driving rain if you had a lot of wind and stuff like that. So then you could kind of get out of there. But like I said, the wind's coming from that way, and I'll show you why I did it this way in just a second. Now we're going to go gather some materials for a fire. Alright, well it took a bit of work, but I finally got a fire going. It doesn't feel too hot up here, but anyway, I would, if I needed this fire desperately or whatever, if I needed this fire, I'd be just piling crap on top of it. I mean, it needs, I put some of these bigger stuff these bigger sticks on there before it was ready, but you know, I mean, like I said, I don't really need this fire. It needs a whole lot of small stuff put on here. Everything is just sopping wet, and it needs to get that coal base built up a little bit better than what it is. But I mean, it's a fire, it's going, whatever. So, and like I said before, I brought this fire out here a little closer just because I got lazy. I didn't want to build it inside of there. I should have built it right in here in the center, so it was totally protected from the rain. It is pretty much protected right now, but if I'd have had it in there and just continually fed little twigs on there so that it warmed, you know, everything up and got a nice coal bed in there, and then I could slowly have added some bigger stuff. I needed 6 times as much sticks as I gathered. I just was being lazy, and that wasn't really the point of the video, to make another fire. I mean, it kind of is, but basically to show just a little something they showed us at the Pathfinder school with this 5-minute shelter in the rain. So now, you know, your fire's built up, you've got a coal base or whatever. Now what you do is you pull your stakes. Okay, so using the same ridge line and everything, I just reconfigured my shelter. Now obviously I would want to dress this shelter up a little bit. I just kind of randomly threw some stakes back there and stuff. And it wouldn't be that hard to dress it up. Kind of reconfigure the stakes a little bit. There you go. Now you built your fire under the protection and stuff, and now it's outside your shelter. You're not going to melt your space blanket. Now I build that sucker up, you know, huge, and there you go. So basically it was just build your shelter, start your fire inside your shelter, and then all you got to do is flip it 180 degrees or whatever the other direction. That's why I didn't build it. Now the wind's at my back. That's why I built it that way to begin with. Normally I want to be sideways to the wind, but this was the 2 trees that I was able to, you know, find on dry land that worked for me. So now my back's to the wind. My reflective space blanket should reflect the heat from the fire once I get it all cooking real big. And there you go. And you know, I know a lot of guys say, well, you know, you don't need stakes, we can make them out in the woods. It took me like a half hour to find a tinder bundle out here without trying to use birch. You know, birch is king for me in my area. I get a fire going pretty quick with birch. But normal tinder, and it's soaked out here. I had to, you saw me cutting open, you know, cotton or poplar stumps and stuff trying to find it. It took me like a half hour just to get the amount of tinder that I needed. And actually I needed about 3 times that much. It's just I didn't want to spend the whole day out here in the rain shooting this video. I should have had a massive nest of tinder because this wood's just soaked. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's just a real quick thing with your 5-minute shelter. Hope you guys are having a good day. Take care.